Accumulation or distribution ETFs, which one should you buy?
They're both ETFs, but one quietly grows your wealth, while the other puts cash in your pocket.
So which is better for your financial goals, accumulation or distribution ETFs?
We'll break it down in plain English, compare the pros and cons, and show you a real-life example with numbers.
Let's start with the basics.
What is an ETF? ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. It's basically a basket of investments, like stocks or bonds, that you can buy and sell on the stock market.
So instead of investing only in one company, you're buying a whole slice of the market in one go. It's diversified and beginner-friendly and has low maintenance costs.
And most ETFs are passive, meaning they track an index and don't try to beat the market. They just try to match it.
Now let's get to the part most people don't realize until they go to buy an ETF. There are two versions, accumulation and distribution.
An accumulation ETF automatically reinvests any income, like dividends or interest, back into the fund. You don't receive the cash. Instead, the reinvested income increases the value of the ETF's underlying assets, which is reflected in a higher share price over time.
A distribution ETF, on the other hand, pays out that income directly to you, usually every quarter, as cash in your account.
Same investments inside the fund, but the way they handle income is completely different.
Let's talk about why this matters and when one might make more sense than the other.
Accumulation ETFs are great if you're focused on long-term growth. You get the full compounding effect without needing to reinvest dividends manually.
But the downside is you don't receive the cash. It all happens behind the scenes. And that can be a problem if you're retired or planning to use your portfolio for regular income.
Because if the market is down and your accumulation ETF has dropped in value, you'd need to sell some of it to access money. That could mean locking in losses in a bad year.
Meanwhile, distribution ETFs are great for creating a reliable income stream. You can use those payouts to help cover expenses, especially in retirement.
But if you're still in the growth phase and not spending that money, reinvesting it manually can be less efficient. You might have to pay transaction fees, and if the dividends are taxed when you receive them, you're reinvesting what's left after taxes, not the full amount. That can make your money work a little less hard than it could in an accumulation ETF.
Let's touch on taxes, because they can quietly eat into your returns if you're not careful.
With distribution ETFs, those dividend payments are usually taxable in the year you receive them, even if you reinvest them. This depends on your country and on the type of account where you hold your ETFs.
Accumulation ETFs often delay taxes until you sell the fund because you're not actually receiving cash. That means potentially years of tax-deferred compounding.
However, it's important you check what tax rules apply in your country and to the specific account you're using, whether that's a taxable brokerage account, a retirement plan, or something else.
Let's run a quick example. Let's say our friend David has $100,000 invested in an SP 500 distribution ETF.
And his cousin Emily has the same $100,000 invested in an SP 500 accumulation ETF.
Both ETFs grow in value by 5% per year and pay a 4% dividend annually.
With the distribution ETF, you receive $4,000 in cash dividends each year. If you don't reinvest them, that money stays out of the market.
With the accumulation ETF, that $4,000 gets reinvested automatically. So each year, you're earning returns, not just on your original $100,000, but also on the reinvested income.
Fast forward 10 years, no withdrawals. The accumulation ETF would be worth around $221,900.
The distribution ETF, if you didn't reinvest any dividends, would grow to about $162,900, and you'd have received around $49,000 in cash dividends over time.
That difference comes just from automatic reinvestment.
This assumes you didn't reinvest your distribution ETF dividends manually. If you did, you could potentially match that performance, but most people don't keep up.
That's the quiet power of accumulation ETFs, hands-off compounding that adds up over time.
So which one should you choose?
If you're in the wealth building phase and you don't need to touch your investments for years, accumulation ETFs usually make more sense. They quietly grow your wealth through reinvestment and reduce tax friction in many countries.
If you're retired or planning to use your investments to cover regular expenses, distribution ETFs can provide the steady cash flow you need.
And for many people, the answer isn't one or the other. It's both.
You might use accumulation ETFs in your growth-focused accounts and distribution ETFs in your income-focused ones.
So don't think of this as a battle. Just pick the one that fits your goal.
Let us know in the comments. Are you investing for growth, income, or a mix of both?
And subscribe for more tips on investing and building your wealth. You've got this.